This is Hannibal back here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a UFO news update slash drone news update. And again, this can almost be considered world news because as of yesterday, they started to talk about this, that a lot of these drones in the U.S. Air Force, in U.S. airspace right now, particularly in the New Jersey area, but they're all over the place, including here in Wichita. Apparently, in very good likelihood, they're Chinese. But first, let me start off. Apparently, Jeremy Corbet, who works with George Knapp and is a producer, he recently released this picture of a. They tried to shoot down this drone in Syria. This is a clip from a drone that apparently was actually shot at. And apparently, the reason why they are not shooting down these drones, like I'll see if they're out there again tonight. But 2 nights in a row, there have been weird stuff flying around in the sky. Not too far, or probably could be even right above McConnell Air Force Base here in Wichita. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what they're over because they're up so high. But where I am now is like 5 minutes away from a major Air Force base. And supposedly there's nuclear missiles in this state. So I don't know. I'm not going to get into yesterday's news, but all I'm saying is people can say whatever they want. If you look, and I am going to talk about news, but if you look at what I caught a couple nights ago, these seem to be in a V, and it's weird. There's fainter ones in behind, and I'm wondering, are those faint white spots in behind just stars, or are those also drones that just aren't lit up? And the other thing I'm wondering is, are these drones in the sky there in the day and you just can't see them in the day? Because as you can see last night, this is not a thing I've circled around the white thing. That green thing was around the drone last night. And at one point, it was also purple. And the night before, at one point, it was blue. So I've never seen stars change color like that. And there's another picture. And again, like you can see some white dots that are clearly lit up. And by the way, these were all moving. You can see on the video, but there's so many fainter white dots in the back. It makes me wonder, like, how many are actually out there. But it did look like there was military craft watching them. But let me get further into the news. Apparently, there was a classified congressional briefing today from the military and Congress. Maybe some members of Congress are going to talk something about what's going on after to the news, but it's pretty much classified, the information they were given. Apparently, going into that meeting, Tennessee Representative Tim Burchett believes that these drones are Chinese or China paying or working with hobbyists here to fly these over bases and stuff, which is illegal. By the way, there's a no-fly zone now over the area in New Jersey. I think Morristown, New Jersey, where these things have been seen. There's an FAA no-fly zone right now. So clearly it's not stars. The FBI is telling people to report this stuff. No one's really put out no one's tried to shoot these things down, and no one's really put out any statements about what they are, other than it seems like they're China. But apparently the reason that they're not putting out the statement that it is very possibly China is that might put us into a war situation with China. Apparently it's unlikely Russia. Some people think that it could be some UAPs mixed in with Chinese drones. They're definitely calling everything drones now. because people are used to hearing the word drones. And it's easier to say these are just drones. And some of them are like these could very well be Chinese drones. More like people are saying that's what they are. So, and some people are saying it could be drone technology that they've reversed engineered from UAPs. Whatever you think. The only thing that the police keep saying, although not all police are saying this, there's local police that are saying this is very unnerving because apparently they did block a medical helicopter landing the other night. So nothing to be concerned about. They're just flying around and everybody can see them and they're over military bases and stuff. But there is no immediate threat. They're not actually trying to shoot anything down now, blow anything up, or interfere with anything other than apparently a medical helicopter landing. The movements these things are making appear to be coordinated. By the way, apparently Canada is equivalent to AARO, which AARO, by the way, is involved in this briefing to Congress. They're the ones that are in charge of investigating unknown stuff in the sky. Canada has a version called the Canada Sky Project that was supposed to put out a briefing months ago and still haven't put out anything. This is not news at all in Canada. It is becoming pretty big news in New Jersey, and at least the internet media and the local news, I'm seeing it. Not seeing too much on the national U.S. news, but none of this is making any news in Canada. Canada just doesn't care. So here is, I'm going to read some parts of some breaking news about this UAP tech. Apparently, confidential intelligence sources are revealing that drone incursions over military assets and bases around the world right now, this is happening in the UK. And these bases are supposed to be classified, but they're being visited by unidentified drones that have been spotted hovering over sensitive military installations across the UK, US, and Europe. These drones are capable of evading fighter jets and counter-drone technology, such as jamming and microwave disruption. Many people believe China is behind it. According to high-level confidential sources in the intelligence community, these drones are not the work of hobbyists or people just playing around with model drones, whatever the hell you want to call the drones that you can just get in the store. It's believed they are China's. Apparently, China's UAP research has gone above U.S. research. And right now, the tension in the world is very high. It hasn't been this high really since the Cold War. And Western governments want to avoid starting World War III, so they're not calling China out about this technology possibly being theirs. Here's the weird thing, though. They did shoot down that famous Chinese weather balloon back in either late February, early March of last year. There was also 3 other objects shot down that we never saw the pictures of. But that weather balloon, when it was shot down using missiles that apparently cost $750,000, or is that, sorry, not weather balloon, spy balloon. I mean, it wasn't hovering over a military base. These things are hovering over bases, and they're not getting shot down. It's weird. And these sightings have appeared over Langley Air Force Base in the U.S. There was reportedly some over Washington in recent weeks. There's been some over major airports in the U.K. Apparently, this is related to foreign espionage activity. Anti-drone technology like jamming equipment have been deployed but have failed to neutralize or capture these objects, at least publicly so far. There seems to be technology in these things that have countermeasures that make our defense to them ineffective. So that's pretty crazy. And people believe China has a big role in these incursions, and they don't want to declare war or have war declared on us. There's so much tension right now with Russia and other places globally that's why we don't want to call them out, as I just said, even though this is seemingly continuously happening. I'll be interested to see if it happens here again tonight. It's the most bizarre thing ever because it's happening in New Jersey every single night too. And it's like they seem to be talking about it more. And now we're hearing that it very well could be China. Apparently, it's unlikely this is Russia, but we're still seeing it. And it's like, is this because we can't do anything or they don't want to shoot them down to stop something? I can tell you when I was seeing these things, this one is interesting. It's like, was this dot that was moving around that looked like a drone, was that inside this other thing? Or was it just flying past it and showed up better when it was flying past it? But I can tell you guys, when I was seeing all this stuff, at least here, there was many, many, many other drones that looked like more like a regular drone with red, non-flashing type lights on them that appeared to be keeping a fairly secure distance away from the bizarre drones, but just watching them. So to me, it definitely seems like this activity, whatever's going on, is being watched, but they're pulling the trigger on actually doing something about it, at least publicly, for whatever reason. So very interesting stuff. I'll definitely take another. I will try and bring a tripod out there tonight. The first night, I wasn't expecting to see anything. I just had a cell phone. Last night, I actually brought a better camera. Tonight, I'll probably bring a tripod to see if I can, if that helps like stabilize it, because it's very hard. These things are moving around in the sky, and the sky is huge. And I'm no professional camera guy. I'm decent when filming interviews and stuff, but then you try and zoom in on something and it moves. Then you're just like zooming into space. Then you got to zoom back to try and get the wide shot again. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of this whole situation. If it is China, that's very unsettling because they're being like, is this just like a quiet invasion? Is this a quiet invasion by China or whatever it is? They're not like they're here. I don't know what exactly is happening behind the scenes, but there's something here, and it seems to be not just here, but in the UK and Europe as well, where in places where they shouldn't be. So what is going on? Is it just spying, or are they actually going to eventually do something other than just hover around and zip around back and forth, up and down? I don't know what they're doing. If they're testing our reactions, what's going to happen if they get this close? It's very strange, but I'm going to keep researching it because I find it very interesting.